Hello everyone and welcome to Day 2 of Starseries, Starladder Season 5. We're going to go with the first game of the day, 4FC, up against Virtus.Pro. I'm your host, Kanaz, on this lovely Saturday morning. We're going to have 4FC up on the Dire side, with VP taking up the Radiant side. Radiant going to have first pick and ban this game, and VP going to use their first ban to take out the Keeper of the Light. So, one of those support heroes that we see banned out pretty often nowadays, mostly because people don't want to deal with it. It's kind of in the same vein that we see Undying get banned out a lot. Keeper of the Light is just so powerful in the early game laning phase, with those Illuminate spam, as well as the Chakra Magic that allows anyone laning with him to spam their abilities as well. And as the game goes on, you get into late game, he really allows for split pushing in a way that most other supports can't. With his ultimate ability, just to recall any hero back to the team as long as they're not taking hero damage. And we're going to also see Lifestealer coming out as the first ban from 4FC, followed by Wisp, other heroes that we see banned out a lot. Lifestealer kind of the premier carry of the moment because of the recent buffs to Rage. And that extended duration just allows him to deal a lot of damage with the increased attack speed for a longer time, as well as just being immune to most crowd-controlling abilities. So you can't really shut him down. And Wisp being banned out just because of the global presence. Most teams will ban them out against particular teams that they know favor the Wisp. And the teams that don't favor the Wisp, you never have to ban them out against, because if you don't like Wisp and you're not particularly good at playing that hero, he's very difficult. The last ban in this instance was VP's Batrider, actually banned before the Wisp. And Batrider getting taken out just means they don't really want it themselves and they don't want to risk giving it away. But Batrider, pretty much one of the most powerful heroes in the pool at the moment. VP's first pick gonna be Magnus, a powerful teamfight hero, good at laning with Shockwave, and can pump up the power of your carry with his Empower ability. And Skewer with Reverse Polarity, obviously just its teamfight presence and power, is crazy. 4FC can respond with Nyx Assassin as well as Darkseer. Nyx Assassin, one of the sort of come out as a premier support just because of his ability to kind of survive as he runs in with the Spiked Carapace ability. His ultimate Vendetta also allows him to deal really good burst damage even without a lot of farm, and that's obviously a very important thing when it comes to a support hero, because they're not going to be getting a ton of farm. So if they're allowed to be a little bit more relevant in the game without needing any of those items, well, then all the better. Darkseer being picked up as a powerful teamfight hero and laner. He can lane in just so many different ways. It's available on the map in so many places, and because his teamfight ability is so powerful with Vacuum as well as Wall, Surge to save himself and allies, Ion Shell doing good AoE damage in the midst of fights, it's hard to deal with him in general. VP going to pick up Gyrocopter and Bane Elemental as their second and third picks respectively. Gyro, usually we see him being played as kind of a carry nowadays, but he can be played in other roles. With the Bane pickup as well as the Magnus, it makes it seem a little bit more likely that we're probably going to be seeing him in a carry capacity. But there have been teams known to play him as a support in a tri-lane as well as solo mid, and he's still available to do both that. His abilities are pretty powerful, with the Rocket Barrage allowing him to just do really good burst damage early, and has a low cooldown so he can really spam that ability. And the Call Down does real good AoE damage in fights, and obviously Flat Cannon being the ability he's most often picked for, allowing him to just do tons of damage and 1,000 AoE with his auto attacks. So if he gets some items up, he can really tear through a team. And Bane being picked up, usually nowadays we see Bane, because of his ultimate, being able to go through BKB, with the reliance of heroes like Lifestealer on the magic immunity. Bane being able to go through BKB with his ultimate is really powerful. He's pretty decent in lane, does good true damage with the Brain Sap ability, could steal away the damage of an enemy carry with the Enfeeble. And finally Nightmare being able to provide a little bit of controlling elements, maybe save one of your allies from taking a hit, or just keeping someone else out of the fight. 4FC's last pickup in the first pick phase, going to be Shadow Demon, just a really powerful support that we've all heard about. He's kind of the favorite support of right now. Never really seems to be good enough to get banned like Keeper of the Light maybe is, but pretty much is always getting picked up. Second ban phase, we're going to see Puck, Queen of Pain, and Silencer coming out as bans from VP. So targeting those solo mid heroes for the most part, it looks like. Looking at 4FC's lineup, you would assume Nyx Assassin is going to be in a support capacity here. So them targeting bans at the mid role makes a lot of sense. 4FC going to ban out Clockwork, Bounty Hunter, and Weaver. So kind of banning out the off-lane heroes, assuming maybe Magnus is going to be mid. Nature's Prophet going to be the fourth pickup from VP. Nature's Prophet can be played in the mid or off-lane role, and also can jungle. A lot of times we will see the Nature's Prophet, Furion, head towards the off-lane, and if he can't handle it, he can just hide in the jungle and get a little bit of farm. With his ultimate, able to do really good AoE damage. He can push really well with the summon, Nature's Call, to summon those treants. And so that's what they're going to pick up here. Fourth pick from 4FC now, going to be Lone Druid. Lone Druid picked up mostly as an offlane. An offlaner was how we will typically see him. He's a very powerful carry because he has that bear. It's so annoying to deal with a bear, especially with the Entangling of Roots ability that you get at bear level 3, so Lone Druid level 5. Because it goes through BKB, it's really difficult to deal with. And that's who they're going to pick up there for their fourth pick. Fifth pick now, coming from VP. They're still thinking about it. Kind of expect to see another support hero. You would assume that Magnus and Nature's Prophet both want to be soloing. And that leaves Gyrocopter as either support or carry in a tri-lane, as well as Bane. It's also possible Nature's Prophet could just jungle. It's not seen too often anymore. Usually if we're seeing someone bother to pick up Nature's Prophet, he is going to the off lane. Venomancer. And they're going to actually choose Venomancer as their final support. So a hero we don't see as often as maybe we once did. He was once seen as one of the most powerful supports, but kind of, I guess, with the era of tri-lanes being very, very common, and the heroes like Shadow Demon, he kind of fell out of favor. But Venomancer, really powerful support, pretty much has one of the best skills at level 1 in the form of Venomous Gale. I'll bring that up for you. So it's an AoE in a line, and it does 50% movement slow that lasts for 15 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
So it's really a crippling slow at level 1. And he can cast it. And if he hits 1 or 2 heroes, it's pretty much impossible for them to get away if they have any other sort of support with the Venomancer. So really strong pickup, and happy to see him making it back into some games. 4FC now looking for their last pickup. They're probably looking for a farmer in their tri-lane. Lone Druid, while he is a carry and a farmer, typically doesn't get laned in a tri-lane. And Darkseer as well, typically not a hero that you're going to see run into a tri-lane. It has happened, but they don't really have anyone who really wants to farm in their tri-lane. So unless they're just running a full-on aggressive tri-lane, just mostly focused on trying to deny farm from the Gyrocopter of VP, they're probably going to pick up some sort of farmer here, even if it is a more aggressive one. So a lot of options still in the pool in that regard. Depending on what they want to go for. They could even just do something more aggressive like an Undying, who has made it through both banning phases, all the way to 10th pick. But they're going to sit here and think about it for a while, and they've got about 25 seconds left in their reserve time. Still thinking about what they want, and I don't know what they want, what they're going to want to pick up here. I do have a lot of options,
10 seconds
like I'm saying.
remaining.
And 5 seconds left, so they're running out of time to really decide on this.
Templar
They're going to go with
Assassin.
Templar Assassin. So that's a pretty surprising last pick. Not at all what I would have been expecting to see. But TA almost always gets played in the mid lane. So we'll see if they go with that. And also, TA is really weak to Venomancer. So maybe that's why they took so long to last pick it. They were thinking about TA the whole time, and then that Venomancer last pick from VP threw them off their game. We'll have to see how they decide to lane it though, because if Templar Assassin ends up in a lane against Venomancer, it's definitely not going to be very good for the TA. Because TA's survivability, especially in the early game, is reliant on refraction charges, and Venomancer does so many dots. He's definitely going to be kind of a
10
hassle
seconds remaining.
for Templar Assassin, especially if he rotates around to try and land some
5
sort of gank
seconds
early in the game.
remaining.
Excuse me. Waiting on the players to pick their heroes. They're in now. Hopefully this smooth drag feels a little bit better for you guys. Alright, we'll go over who's playing what hero. We have Boomski taking up the Nyx Assassin, Nose on Templar, Ares Loco on the Darkseer, Krilly gonna take up the Lone Druid, and no, Stringbee is now on the Nyx Assassin, which means someone swapped. Oh, Boomski's on Shadow Demon now. And for VP, we have Airman on the Airman, Gyrocopter. We have TMW taking up the Magnus, KSI on Venomancer, NS on the Bane, and Santa finally on Nature's Prophet. It looks like there might be a little bit of a skirmish in this dire jungle, but the bear will scout it out. The good old Panda Spirit Bear. Wandering around, he's going to see that all of the Radiant team is here. And as a result, there's probably nothing going to happen. 4SC is content to just dodge this fight. So it does look like Nose is going to be mid on the Templar Assassin, and Ares Loco on his Darkseer appears to be heading towards the off lane, which means we are going to have a safe tri-lane, a defensive tri-lane of the Lone Druid from 4SC.
The battle begins.
Checking out some new armor.
Double damage.
Double damage going to get picked up by Venomancer. Do a little bit of damage here to the Spirit Bear. Nothing huge. Does have Gale picked up at level 1. So the supports from 4C are going to have to be careful up here. If they get caught out by the Bane, and he puts them to sleep, which he does in fact have picked up at level 1, it's going to be real easy for Venomancer to line up that Gale and probably Rocket Barrage on the Gyrocopter. And in fact, as I'm saying this, Shadow Demon gets caught by the Nightmare. He's slowed. We'll see if they can get in range. The illusions from him trying to do as much as they can to slow him down. No more mana on the Venomancer, so it looks like good micro there from Shadow Demon Boomski. Using his illusions to just try and stall the heroes from VP as long as possible. But like I was trying to say, they have to be careful of that. If Airman had been a little bit closer and the Gyrocopter almost certainly would have gone down.
Denied.
This bottom lane we're going to have Nature's Prophet against the Darkseer.
Denied.
Should be a pretty easy lane for the Nature's Prophet comparatively because he's ranged. Won't be too pressured by the Ion Shell. Seems like most of the action is probably going to be occurring in this top lane. Templar Assassin should have an okay enough time against the Magnus as well. Here we go again, this time sleeping the bear, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Looks like he probably will go down. The stun. Maybe not. Good use of skills in blocking again. And first blood actually going to go on the Shadow Demon. Bear will make it away. And good damage coming out on the Nyx Assassin. Salve has to be used up by the Lone Druid with that TP support from Nature's Prophet, but first blood will go the way of VP. This tri-lane is pretty scary. If anyone gets caught in any position, just gets nightmared up. Bane trying to salve and mana pot up, the bear chasing him, trying to cancel his auto attack so he doesn't reveal himself. Looks like things are pretty even in this middle lane. Magnus going to find a super convenient regen rune bottom, so he's going to be able to spam some shockwaves out. And VP's tri-lane is really just going to keep them back. As long as there's mana up on the Venomancer to use the Gale, they have to be worried about anyone getting put to sleep.
Denied.
I'm just going to keep this on the Panda Bear for a moment here so everyone can look at how great looking this thing is. And I'm definitely being sarcastic. I think it looks stupid. Lone Druid's up to level 3 now, so he's a level 2 bear. Did in fact also resummon it, because he did take a pretty decent amount of damage. The supports from 4FC are staying real close to this lane, not really getting anything out of it. Because the danger of the lane, they're kind of forced to stay close and make sure they can save the Lone Druid. If it gets put to sleep, He's gonna be in a lot of trouble if the Nyx and Shadow Demon aren't nearby. Looks like Darkseer is trying to pressure the tower a little bit by pulling the lane off the Radiant side. In the catapult wave, he did a little bit of damage, probably about 300, 250. And made it annoying for the Nature's Prophet to try and last it under the tower for a little bit. Top lane, Disruption comes out on the Bane, immediately brain saps. Stun comes out from Nyx Assassin, poured in from the Nature's Prophet, as well as the trees on the Lone Druid. Rocket Barrage coming out from Gyrocopter, and it's going to lead to a kill on Lone Druid, as well as a kill on Shadow Demon, so double kill going the way of Gyrocopter there. So another good rotation by Nature's Prophet, leading to kills. And that's 3 kills already in this top lane for VP. So they gotta be feeling good about that. Nature's Prophet will have to spend money for another TP scroll, and he does keep using all of his mana on these ganks, but probably not too concerned about the Darkseer. He is playing wisely though, and making sure to pressure this tower whenever he can by pulling the lane. She's expected default announcer since everyone complains.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So VP gotta be feeling good about how their tri-lane's working out now. It's like I'm been saying, it's a very scary tri-lane. As far as we don't see this more often, maybe just because Bane has started recently, coming back into the competitive scene, it's gonna lead to a Venomancer in this tri-lane as a support. Kill is just such a powerful ability early, and when you get level 6, the AoE damage from Poison Nova is so powerful. You do need some sort of follow-up, but being able to put good AoE DPS out is a pretty good thing. These supports from 4FC are still not getting anything though. Only level 2 on the Shadow Demon. They haven't been able to pull it all because they have to kind of stay close to Lone Druid. Mid lane still seems to be going pretty even. Looks like Templarson's going to find a rune bottom. It is in fact a regen rune.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bane gets spotted out by the Nyx Assassin. Not sure why the Nyx is going so far out. Maybe knows that the Venomancer wasn't there. But Bane going to take a pretty good amount of damage from this. Uses a brain sap. He's at pretty decent health now. Gale comes out from the Venomancer. Does it hit on the TA? It misses the TA, but it will probably lead to... Bane gets the kill on the Lone Druid, actually wrapping around. And TA is chasing down Airman on this Gyrocopter. He is really low on health, but it does look like he's going to be able to get away. Venomancer taking a lot of damage from the Templar Assassin, but it looks like TA is probably going to go down, and does in fact go down. Double kill going the way of Bane. So even with that rotation, not able to secure the kill on the Gyrocopter. Nature's Prophet died in the bottom lane actually, and then on respawn teleported. I missed a kill on Nature's Prophet, but they're probably going to pressure this tier 1 tower now. VP has all of their heroes up here except for Airman, who had to go back to heal. He was at like 20 health, and Bane gonna get that last hit, so 2 kills and a tower last hit for him. He's gonna be quite happy with that, probably buy mana boots, and will in fact buy his arcane boots. So it's going to make this tri-lane even more annoying, being able to spam their abilities with a little bit less care. Airman getting harassed a little bit by this Darkseer. He came down here to try and farm. Notice that the Darkseer has been pressuring this tower, been left alone, and Nature's Prophet, because he's kept having to rotate top to help, has kind of fallen behind on levels. If you check his level, it's only 6, and the Darkseer is like 8. This is in fact 8. Looks like a port's coming down here from Bane. Might try and line up some sort of kill on the Darkseer. He should have ultimate, not quite, only level 5. Gonna put him to sleep. Better hurry up and try and do something. He's quite quick, but kill gonna go the way of Nature's Prophet, so good rotation there by the Bane Elemental. Gale coming out on the Templar Assassin from the Venomancer. And it looks like Templar Assassin's going to be shown the pain of Venomancer.
Within mystery.
Taking all these dot damage, the refraction charges just burn up instantly. And pressure on this bottom tier 1 now from Santa and Airman. And Shadow Demon gets caught out, killed immediately. It looks like they might try and go for a kill on Darkseer. They do. Fiend's Grip being used. And that's 2 more kills going the way of VP, as well as this tier 1 tower bottom. So no defense going to be mounted here. And it looks like Airman got that last hit. He's 3-0-4. He's got a tower last hit. Probably something good on the courier coming for him. A Wraithband, a Bracer, and a TP Scroll. Interesting build. Pretty surprised to see him go for a Wraithband and a Bracer here. Maybe they figure they're just going to be really aggressive early and just try and win the game without worrying about him getting a lot of farm. He gets another tower last hit, so he's up to 1100 gold, basically entirely from killing towers. Oh, maybe the Wraithband was someone else's. Or he sold it before it... Okay. Gem picked up now on Bane. Oh, he has Aquila. Ring of Aquila. Ah. And now they're going to rotate into this middle lane. VP's going to try and pressure this tier 1 tower. There's an Invis Rune on the Magnus, so he's sitting back here behind the tower scouting. Keeping 4FC off of the tower. Whether they know he's there or not doesn't really matter. He probably wouldn't even be too concerned if they knew he was in the region invisible. Because if he keeps them off the tower, that's really all he needs to do. VP's going to probably continue pushing now into this tier 2, and with that port from Nature's Prophet, that does appear to be the case. He has his mechanism up now. Gonna spawn some treants and start pressuring this tier 2. Oh, a little bit out of sync there on the Nightmare and Gale on the Bear. The Nightmare actually makes him invulnerable during the Gale. So still no levels on the supports, only 5 on Nyx and 3 on Shadow Demon. Take a quick look at the experience graph. We see it's about 3,500 in favor of VP. Gold is well over that, approaching 10k. Just because they've taken so many towers. And now they rotate top to take the last outer tower. 12 minutes in, no big deal. Time to take the last tier 2. Gale comes out, hits on the Bear. Good to sort of just keep him back. Actually, it doesn't appear to have hit the Bear. Darkseer comes in, uses a vacuum, tries to get something done, but immediately gets Fiend's Grip. And the call down from the Gyrocopter going to do good damage there. Airman doing good damage with his Rocket Barrage. Shockwave finishes off the Bear. A couple attacks from Gyrocopter, finish off Templar Assassin and Nyx now. Only level 5, everything on cooldown. Gonna go down. Nature's Prophet getting that last hit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And with that, VP gonna start taking this tier 3 top. All the heroes from 4FC down. They're not gonna be down for long though because they are so low level. So they might be able to mount some sort of defense here, but I don't... Reverse Polarity was used in that fight. Venomancer actually choosing not to level his ultimate up. Maybe just figures he doesn't have the mana pool for it and would rather just cast Gale more often. He also has a Headdress picked up, which is a little bit surprising, since the mechanism has been finished on Nature's Prophet for a while. Darkseer gonna go down here, Nature's Prophet getting that last hit, and tier 3 tower top already gone, Barracks starting to go down, and the heroes from 4FC just can't do anything. Completely out leveled, and Boomski gonna call GG. So 13 minutes and lane down for VP. That's gonna be game. Pretty strong showing for VP's first game in this Starladder Star Series Season 5. Just now going for some kills.
Radiant's bottom
Venomancer
tower
deciding to
is
get his
under
ultimate there. Put a couple more dots on this Templar Assassin. Even the Fiend Grip coming out.
Spoilers.
Venomancer gets that last hit. And Magnus and Gyrocopter chasing down the Nyx Assassin. So, not a close game. The only 2 deaths now, both by Santa and the Nature's Prophet. Super unnecessary risk play. So we'll wait for the players to leave so that we can see the score screen. I'll hover over the Ancients so that it doesn't look some stupid place when it finally ends. Of course, one player always doesn't want to leave.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
VP's leaving before whoever the pink is, Ares. And
Dire's
one player
middle
from each
tower is
team
under attack.
hanging out just so that we can't see the score screen. How nice of them. Yeah, there are more games coming up, guys. I believe there are 3 matches tonight. They're all best of ones.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And the last player from Virtus.Pro leaves, so we'll get to see 4FC win, even though they didn't win. I believe the next game is
Dire victory.
Lion's Pride versus 3
Dire's
Max,
middle tower is under attack.
I believe. It should say it in the title of the Twitch page if you're on that. Here's a score screen for you guys. Once again, my name is Kanaz. I'm going to be casting all these Starladder Star Series Season 5 games for the next few days at the very least, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'll toss